Kingdom's under attack! Again! Okay, Two in the Kingdom, our inaugural episode, as far as being in a studio, not just camp coverage, and I'll tell you real quick, you're going to see the studio change on a consistent basis right now. We have couches on loan, so you'll see the atmosphere change a little bit as far as what we're doing, but I'm excited.
Absolutely.
Just that, you know, This is becoming something, and I mean we've received some positive responses, and starting to see, you know, what we're really trying to do is represent the fans and bring the Arrowhead experience to other people, and I think people are starting to see that.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and props go out to our camera guy, Mr. Kevin Johnson, KJ1DJ, and we got our first guest, you know, audience, you know.
Yeah.
And Mike Newsom all the way from Great Bend, Kansas in studio tonight to watch the show. So, you know, it's building, you know. We've got our camera guy, now we got our first audience member. You know, pretty soon we're going to have to get a much bigger studio.
Right, we're going to go Hollywood. Yeah. I can guarantee it. We're going to go Hollywood. We're going to be, if you call us, you're going to have to deal with our agents.
Yep.
But obviously not.
No.
Obviously not. For the fans, by the fans.
Absolutely.
And that's what it will always be, no matter what. So one thing I wanted to go over real quick, and you know, I've seen a lot on this last game, the Atlanta game, and I've read a lot on the forums and stuff. A lot of the tendency seems to be 20-10. Oh my God, these are the same Chiefs that we saw last year, and you know, personally, it's like, no, you guys, people don't seem to be quite getting what the preseason has been, or watching what actually happened in this game.
I think they need to step away from their pipes and stuff like that, because I saw a different team out there.
This was encouraging.
Yes.
The Atlanta game, very encouraging.
You know, you look. We know what we got with Jamal Charles, but as soon as he come in, holy Toledo, he was tearing holes everywhere, running with abandon.
With Haley being careful with him because of his shoulder. Yeah. That was with him being careful.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we got to see the Dex factor.
Oh, wow.
You know, we got to see him catching passes out of the backfield. And
now just to not be...
Or out of slot, I mean.
Not to be too much on the side of just the Kool-Aid. He did drop a couple.
Oh, he did.
But that's first time in an NFL game. And
gonna happen.
It's going to happen. But it's not going to happen consistently throughout the season. So, I mean, I do want to assure you guys that we've watched this guy in camp. Yeah. We've seen what he can do. The couple drop passes he had have nothing to do with what he's going to do in the season. What you saw on his running, his pass, everything that he did was amazing.
We got to see a new facet that we hadn't seen in camp, him as a running back.
Exactly.
And holy Toledo, talking about getting to the corner, you know, it was like those defensive ends and linebackers didn't have a chance. You know, it was safeties and cornerbacks going, oh crap, we got to get outside there and knock this guy out of bounds.
Yeah, exactly. You know, as I was... You know what that sound means.
We got a caller calling in.
And who is this? I believe that we have who is this?
Mark McMillian, also
Mighty Mouse.
How you doing, Mighty Mouse?
What's going on, fellas?
Hey, thank you for calling in. Thank you for being on Two in the Kingdom, Mark.
Hey, I definitely appreciate it, man. Sorry it took us so long to hook up, but we finally make it happen.
Well, you know, it's kind of like when you were, you know, covering wide receivers out there. You made it very tough on opposing quarterbacks and wide receivers to make that connection. So you're just doing the same to us, baby. We understand.
Hey, you know, I can't let the quarterback get off easy. You know, you guys are trying to go deep on me, so I have to be up.
That's right, man. Way to go.
So what do you think so far of what's in the camp and stuff, man?
So far, like, you know, we talked earlier off the air. I like, you know, especially I like some of the draft picks that they got with Barry out of Tennessee, and obviously I'm a Bama man, so I like Javier Arenas I like what he brings to the game. I like his toughness. I like his tenacity. I've followed this young kid his whole career, and I've been telling people since day one, this kid reminds me so much of myself, the way he plays the game, and is actually a lot bigger than me as well.
Absolutely. Mark, one of my biggest things, everybody, the media is attacking Javier just on his size and stuff. And, I was a huge, huge fan of you when you were here. And, like you said, he's got quite a bit of size on you. No disrespect. But
no, in fact, the opposite of disrespect. Yeah, you did amazing.
It's all about heart, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what Bama guys have, is a lot of heart. But can you talk to our viewers about what some of the tricks and trades that, you being a smaller guy, I remember back in the day you going up against 6'2", 220-pound wide receivers and stuff, and like, oh my gosh, how's Mighty Mouse going to cover this guy? What's some of the tricks and trades that you use to your advantage to, set up a wide receiver and, get those picks and those pick sixes that we used to see from you? Can you talk about what Javier's going to have to do with a smaller statue?
I studied a lot of game film. Coming in, when you're being an undersized guy, you definitely have to have a different edge than, say, going up against a Michael Irvin one week, Art Monk the next week, or Jerry Rice the following week. You just have to have the mental, the mindset. And, going to Alabama definitely prepared me tremendously for the next level, playing under Coach Stallings, Gene Stallings, who was defensive coordinator with the Dallas Cowboys. So he's seen from a different level, and having him help me out on a daily basis and studying film, and being drafted in Philadelphia with some of the great defenses that we had down there. And it was just homing my talent down. Learned a lot from Eric Allen, who's an all-pro many times over, should be a Hall of Famer one day as well. Yeah. Just the whole mental mindset of just studying film and trying to beat that guy to the spot. Like I said, Michael Irvin was always a tough cover. He's like 6'2", 6'3", 220 pounds. Sterling Sharp was a monster as well. So you're always going to have the critics, whether you're big or whether you're small. Small guys are not meant to be playing this game, and I was blessed with the talent that I had to be able to play with, Daryl Carter, James Hasty, the late great Derek Thomas, and just guys like that to make my job a lot easier.
Now, and this is Rock Chalk Chiefs. One thing that, along with the Bama deal that we're talking about, what do you think about so many Bama players that could be major players? Croyle, Castile. I mean, these guys, there's a wide variety of Bama players with the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, is that exciting to you as a former player, or?
It's real exciting, coming from Alabama. People always talk about Alabama more than I talk about, playing with the Eagles or the Chiefs. But, if you ever had a chance to go down to a game in Tuscaloosa, there's no better feeling than coming out and playing in front of those fans, because, what they do remind me of is the KC fans. It's like a college atmosphere. The fans are really behind the team 100%. And, just to see Brody out there, and, hopefully he can, get things underway. Obviously, they paid the other quarterback a lot of money, so, he's going to get the shot ahead of him. But just seeing the Bama guys out there and hearing certain similarities that people are giving Javier as to the way I played, definitely makes me feel good that I was appreciated enough to be mentioned as a benchmark for a young guy with a lot of upswing that I feel. And, I wish those guys nothing but luck. And, I'm always tuning in to make sure to check on my Bama guys.
Awesome.
Excellent. Now, one of the things that we had talked about, that X and I had discussed in this is, Todd Haley's been compared to Marty Schottenheimer. And
right.
So what do you think as far as when you're seeing Todd Haley, what you're seeing, what he's doing with the organization? How do you relate that really to kind of what you went through under Marty Schottenheimer? Now seeing what some of these young guys are going through and what they're being prepared for with Todd Haley.
It's a building process with Haley. He has a great pedigree. He has a lot of young guys. Think about, Kansas City, it's a building process. They got a lot of young guys, and some of those guys are getting a little bit older that they have to start stepping up and showing what they're capable of doing. You got a lot of first and second round draft picks on both sides of the ball. That it's time for those guys to step up. And when you're in Kansas City, you guys expect nothing but the best. And when you put a winning product out there, Marty, he was a mainstay. Marty's always going to be that guy. He's the icon in Kansas City. Because of what he's done and what he brought to that city. Playing back in those days, if your granddad wasn't giving up his ticket, you wasn't getting in the Arrowhead Stadium. So
right.
Hopefully Haley can bring that same kind of excitement, that atmosphere. He's going about it in the right direction as far as hiring guys that surrounded him with a lot of pedigree, with Super Bowl championship rings. So I'm really excited about it. A lot of people were down on him when, his first couple of years, but in NFL it takes a while. You're not going to win anything instantly, and it's a building process, and they're headed in the right direction.
Well, and I love that we have that attitude that it's not immediate. That a lot of teams do seem to get the let's get the best player for now, and it seems to me that Kansas City's trying to build a dynasty, not a one season team.
Right, and that's, like I said, you got a lot of organizations out there, one-hit wonders. Like we're trying to do it now, but if you go over the history of Kansas City, they've been winning since the Hank Strand days. They've been winning for a long time, and it's a product, and history is always going to repeat itself. The organization will get back to where it was. The fans will be behind them. The city will be rocking. There's no greater feeling, like I say, being in Alabama. Obviously, playing in Philadelphia was another different kind of experience, a different kind of atmosphere, a different kind of fan base than Kansas City. But Kansas City was more like the college atmosphere, and every time I ran out of the tunnel, you get goosebumps because the crowd was just electric.
And then the big story, though, of the night was Alabama guy by the name of Javier Arenas.
Did he do anything in this Atlanta game?
Yeah, just a couple things. He had a 42-yard kickoff return when he finally got a chance to return it because the Atlanta kicker was kicking it 5 yards deep all the time. And then, of course, he stiff-armed the guy on the next one and took it to the house 99 yards.
And, of course, it has to be off a guy that then gets a penalty and doesn't count.
That was way away from the play.
Right.
And, honestly, probably a guy that's not going to make this team, And
not only that, but even if it hadn't happened, that would have been a play that would have gone exactly as it had without that penalty.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Chiefs fans understand that even with the penalty, which they'll fix people making those mistakes, Arenas did have a 100-yard return for a touchdown. The score doesn't show it.
No.
But he did. Yeah. And nothing would have changed that. No penalty, nothing like that. He made a 100-yard return.
We're going to see that multiple times in this kid's career. I said it 10 minutes.
Dante Hall? Is that Hall? Sorry, I thought I heard an echo.
Very well could be. The new X Factor. But we've already kind of called it X Factor, so we got too many factors coming on.
Right, and that's the thing is, Kansas City, it's been a hard few years. I mean, it's been a hard few years for fans. I mean, every year it's like hope rises and then it's dashed a little bit. And I understand that. Yeah. I mean, I'm constantly optimistic, but this year, and even watching what we did last year is a different thing. Mm-hmm. This isn't just being optimistic for the sake that you're a Chiefs fan. Yeah. And you guys can really count on that, is that this isn't just optimism for the sake of optimism. This isn't Kool-Aid for the sake of Kool-Aid. This team is really about to do something. Camp's shown it, the draft showed it. Free agency showed it, and you know what? Our first preseason game, like it or not, it showed it. And Kansas City Chiefs are about to do it.